Okay, I'm trying a different microphone. Also, I haven't been talking much because people are just showing up now. Is the leg better? Is this any better, friends? Better. Okay, that's good. Well, thank you for pointing it out. Great. Okay, I'll use this microphone from now on. It's weird on Twitch. I don't think I've had any problems, but this is my first time doing this on YouTube in a while. All right. So we have all that. We no longer need. We no longer need this. We no longer need this. So we're solving that all in the build. Okay, I don't need this anymore either in theory. Okay, let's save that. Make sure stuff still works. Research menu, cool. Okay, so we can either make this a stateful component or I could, yeah, I think we'll do this in a provider since we already have a provider. Research, so we need to do this in a state first, research menu state. And we'll just call it level expanded expanded research level. And I also want a what's the opposite of expand? De-expand, contract. Yeah, what the heck? I guess retract. But opposite. No, I want and to shorten, condense, compress, contract. You call it that. And I'm just going to let it. So then in our research menu, let's actually make so what we can do is go provider.expand, provider dot, am I doing the wrong thing? Probably. Yeah. I'll just call this menu provider. Menu provider dot expand research level. Then we just pass in research. I'm also just going to actually rename this so we get better autocomplete. Okay, so now we actually have to do something when it's expanded. So I'm going to wrap this whole list, the whole list tile in a column. And make sure that size.min, and then what we can do is if state dot, or I guess it's not even, I guess we need something for that too. Menu state, research menu provider. We want to watch that, not read it. So what we can do here is if menu state dot expand our research level equals, I guess we can identifier, and then I have an idea that I want to try. Menu state dot expand research level dot identifier equals research level dot identifier. Then we will have something that's going to be like show info here. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, so we'll go here, I'll click the info button, show info here, sweet. And then we want to go, we probably want to do the same thing. I guess we could, do I still want to say info? Expand, contract. Oh yeah, I think it's fine if it still says info. So here we would do that, else we would do this little poor man's toggle. Menu provider dot contract research level. Maybe actually let's rename this just to make it really obvious. Info. Oh, and info. Cool. Let that save. Cool. So I see some stuff in the chat here, aside from my audio being bad. Your approach from the tutorial of the casino game for 2/3 of my app. Awesome. Yeah. That was a fun little project to do. I went to the casino the weekend before, and I was like, this game would be fun to make. Kind of like a Yahtzee sort of game. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I would use Riverpod for that. I pretty much use Riverpod for almost everything. So, um, which is also what we're using in this game. Um, I'm glad you liked the tutorial. I'm trying to remember the architecture of it. Um, feature-like architecture. Let me let's actually open that up right now. It's probably in here. Casino. I have to remember where I made this. Um, what's the name of that game anyways? Sickbo. Let me pull up that project real quick. So what did I have here? Okay, yeah, actually, like I wouldn't even consider this like a feature-based architecture. It's kind of more just like a domain sort of architecture because I have like source and then it's just like components, models, painters, providers, screens. This pattern I really like, but in a bigger project, the way I actually do it, because this works perfect for this game because it's like everything's really intertwined and whatever. But like if I build up like a bigger project, I'll just kind of show you like what I really do in the real world. Um, so I'll keep it open in case I want to reference anything, but Let's just close things. All we care about is the sidebar right now. And of course, everything's slow. Wow. It's because I'm running too many things. Let's actually close this one. Okay, it's at least kind of loading here. Should have just shown this in Finder, I guess. Um, so in like a really large project, like this one is, can I make this? Here we go. So I actually have like in my source directory a feature folder, and then inside there, these are all different features of the application. And then inside each one, for instance, I have that same pattern. So I have components, models, providers, screens, services, as well as like constants and like helpers related to that. So that's kind of what I prefer on like a big project because it keeps things a lot more compartmentalized. So yeah, I just want to point that out that I don't think the Sigma one is like really a feature-based architecture. It's like one step, I have this one extra layer of putting things. And this makes it really helpful, especially like if you're writing, usually when you're making things, like there's a lot of similar, you start another project and you're like, oh, I need a user, I can just like more or less just pull this whole folder, right? And it has everything to do with users in it and I can bring it into a new project, which is cool. Okay, let's close this. And then, yeah, Riverpod. Yeah, I love Riverpod. I do agree that in the documentation and stuff, there's not really like, it's kind of like, here's how you do it all in one file, or like, here's what a provider looks like. But, I don't think there's a lot of resources out there being like, this is how you do a big application in it. I'm not saying even the way I do it is the best, but I think what I'm doing here is pretty sweet. And, if you stay around for a bit, I'll give you a bit more of a tour. I'm also using, finally, I don't know if you watched my most recent video, but I'm finally using like the Riverpod builders for my providers, and it's nice. It's really nice. Okay, what were we trying here? Yes, I want to make sure that this works. Let's open up our research menu and go to info, and yeah, it opens and closes. Okay, cool. So now, I guess what we'd want to do is actually put some real info here. So here I'd want to show um, I guess just what it unlocks. So I guess we can do a here actually let's wrap this in a builder. It's just be easier. That way I can kind of put the important stuff. Actually, no, it doesn't have. I can do this elsewhere. So what we'll actually have is I think a column, and its main axis size will be main axis size dot min. And then we'll have its children. We'll actually do kind of a, oops, we'll start with text saying like unlocks. And then under here, we'll go like this, and we're going to map along something. So we can also make that here. Final unlocks, unlocks. And here we have to go to our resources. Oops. No, you can, like, I'm kind of here to chat more than even code. So like keep keep throwing stuff in the chat. Um, yeah, you can hide the generated files to have less visual boilerplate. Yeah, do you mean like, yeah, you can do that. I feel like I've done that in the past. I should probably do that because it does get a little bit doubled up. Maybe we'll look into doing that. So what I want to do is get all of my resources dot, I guess, all, and I want to do a where clause on this, where, and we'll call this R. It'll be R dot something to do with research. Research requirements dot contains, and we would take basically the uh, what's this model look like again? We should show prerequisites, cost. Um, oh yeah, no, okay, yeah, I understand now. Where it actually contains this research level. So this should be a list. Oh, we have to convert it to a list. To list. Okay, list users. Unlocks, yeah. Then we can just basically take this and we want to go dot 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 unlocks dot map. And we'll just call this R. And we'll want to convert it back to a list. And then inside here, we will actually return probably a list tile again. We'll just start by doing title, text, r.name. Unlocks, nothing. That's weird. Oh, maybe I don't, because you know why? I know why. Because I don't actually have anything for that. So okay, copper plate, sure, brick, cement. Let's do screw. This is just temporary. It'll probably be something different. So this requires level 2. Let's do this thing you're suggesting. All right. I'm gonna go to my settings, and yeah, I'll just do it on this project specifically. So we'll go to workspace. We'll click this little. What? Where's my little button? Oh, it's hiding. It's hiding under here. Go here, and we'll paste this in. Oops. Wait, can I not copy from the freaking chat here? Yay, I can. Okay, so let's try that. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's nice. I can still always open them if I need to, but I never need to. And that should also do my models too, right? Because I'm also using freeze. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm using freeze. Yeah, all my models are. I've been using freeze for years, and I don't even. It's like it's just so good. Um, and the main reason I like it is like sometimes I'll start by making a model, right? That's like just like oh, this will be easy, this will be a simple model, then it will grow a bit, and then I want to do like a copy width, right? And then at that point I'm like, fuck it, we're going to freeze, because like doing copy widths like yourself, it's possible, but it's just annoying. Okay, so now we should have we should have once this rebuilds, info. Okay, unlocks screw. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is make this prettier now. Unlock. So this will have also a leading. We're going to use one of my pixel art. Pixel, what is it called? Pixel art. Oh my God. Pixel art image asset. And it is going to use, it'll be in image assets / images. Actually, I think I already have a thing for this. So we would take r dot asset path 16. Yep. Size, width, let's do 32, height of 32. Yeah, Flame's just for 2D games, as far as I know. Um, yeah, like I'm quite positive it's only for 2D games. Like, I mean, if you're doing a 3D game, like, there's so many better options out there, right? Like, Unity being one of them, although their business model is kind of whack now. Let's put this in some padding. There's like Godot or something like that. I've heard that one's really great. Um, I would, if I was actually making a 3D game, I would just use Unity because I'm kind of familiar with it at least. Symmetric. Actually, only top 8, left 16. That should make it look a little more aligned. Cool. Now let's just make sure this actually works. Let's put something else in my, where did this go? Here we go, screw. And maybe you can't make rope until level 2 as well. There you go. So it just tells you what it unlocks. This could probably be a wrap. Yeah, maybe we'll do it as a wrap. Nah. Do I want to do a wrap? Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, let's do a wrap. It's just gonna look better. Usage menu. Okay, so we'd still have our column, but then we actually have a wrap and its children will basically be something like this, but not quite this. This, I guess. Wait. Children would be, I'm just going to type it out, unlocks.map to list R, and here, let's just take the name, text R dot name, and we'll grab this guy too, wrap this in a row, put a little guy. We're actually going to make this smaller, and we'll get rid of this. This goes probably to here. Okay, so we have our column, and then we have to make sure that this doesn't try and take up much room. And then we can give our wrap some spacing, maybe like 8, and our run spacing, also 8. Let's see what that looks like. Cool. Oh, except now we get the let's just stretch the column out. Cool. Then we actually probably want to put a similar padding on this, in which case we could, let's just do it on the whole thing. Padding, and we'll want probably a size box here, height of 8, and let's just make the style, oops, text style, font size maybe 18. Please look better, please look better. Then we're gonna grab this and put it here, and also let's just make it 4, a little bit of spacing. The rope is right up against it. Did it in the wrong spot? What? Oh, I did height. Width. I've been working on this game for a while, on and off for the past maybe like month. Um, basically what it is. So using Flame for like, the game itself, like the actual like game world. But most of my work's actually just been in like state management, Riverpod land. And just like Flutter in general. So the idea of the game, it's kind of like Stardew Valley, but with a bit of more like focus on like automation and stuff like that. So think like Satisfactory or Factorio mixed with Stardew Valley. Um, so the idea is you can obviously like mine things. You have like your inventory. You can build. Um, Instead of going and doing it manually, you can basically like put miners on things, and this will, you know, mine this, and you'll see this will start filling up. If we wait a second, there it is. So it's starting to capture these things, so you can like walk away and leave, and it'll get things done, which is cool. Um, you can also build um, smelters. So I can basically then take, the things that I've mined, do I have anything? Yeah. And like put it in here and start smelting. And this will um, eventually start filling up with those things. You can also farm. So like you can, put these things here that you can plant seeds. Um, then they'll grow into, in this case, carrots. So here we go. We got some carrots here, but we need the scythe tool. And I got some carrots. And obviously these, carrots are things I can consume because you do have like hunger and energy and all that kind of stuff. And if it runs out, you die, but you don't really die. You just kind of like pass out and then things happen. Um, but I can also, the idea is there's like a community, you have like normal chests for storage, but there's also community chests, and it allows you to put things in it, and you can actually sell these. So like over time, people will come and buy this. There's no one actually walks by to buy it. It just kind of happens, but maybe eventually that could happen. Um, and the focus around it is like sustainability because I'm building this for like there's like that Flutter game challenge right now. This last couple months, the deadline's like the end of this month, or I should probably double check. I don't want to miss it. And so basically, like you can also buy things. So say you like really needed something. I only have a few things for sale, but you can actually buy things from the shop with money. But when you buy things, your sustainability goes down because, like, in theory, it was like a delivery truck was involved or whatever. Various other things like that. And the idea is, yeah, to make live off the land and whatever. So, but like I was saying, a lot of it is just Riverpod. A lot of it's just like managing state. All the menus and stuff are just Flutter menus. They're not, the only game part is really like what you see that looks cool. Everything else is just overlays and done with Flutter. Yeah, and I'm having fun with it because I don't really have a plan. I just kind of like started making it with like I want to make I don't even know what my first challenge was. Well, first was like how do I make someone walk around on a map, and then it's just like I kept adding things and adding things. So it's pretty cool. I'm having fun with it, and yeah, first project I'm actually properly using the newest of the Riverpod stuff, which is cool. Um, Basic economy. So there's like you have money. Like I have 19, 20 right now because this thing's been selling things. It's very basic right now, so you can buy stuff and you can sell stuff. And then also if you die, like if you die from thirst, and by die I just mean pass out. If you die from first thirst or hunger and you don't have any items that can consume, you actually like get a hot like you'll see a notification being like, the hospital bill was $5 or 5 coins or whatever. So like you can't actually ever die, but you're kind of like penalized for different things. Also, your sustainability goes down if the hospital gets involved. So yeah, I'm still kind of like, I haven't really figured out the exact. This map is just like really dumb and temporary, but like ideally I'll have it, game. Like I'll have like a bit more thought into the actual like order of operations of the game, and that's why I'm doing the research stuff right now because I kind of want it to be like when you start, there's only a few things you can do, and you have to work your way up. Um, and there's things like, I have to get water, but I have to walk all the way to this thing, and I have to have a bucket to, actually pick it up. So like I have to have my bucket. Oops, wrong button. And here I can scoop up water, and then I have it. Nope, there we go. That's my water animation. It's the same as mining. But later in the game, you can build a well, and this is a well you can place basically anywhere on the ground. And now, it's easier for me to go here, and this will just fill up with water. So it's like things like that, like things that make you less lazy, or things that are lazy. So that's kind of the idea. And you'll see, I have all these guys here, and my inventory's full. Oh no. Um, okay, so let's. Is that what you meant by economy? Um, I don't know if I answered it correctly. Okay, so we have this, we have this. We also need, I'm guessing, we probably still want the info button, even if, what is my logic here? So if you can research it, I show an elevated button. I think I should also still show the info button. Um, so maybe actually this is we return a row here instead. And in fact, min children. I feel like we could actually have the research button no matter what, and it could just be disabled if you can't research. Oops. Okay, so we'll have that. We'll also grab our other button. At some point, I'm going to do a button overhaul. There's a few times I'm just using, all my buttons are not really that good. Okay, what's going on here? Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to just rebuild this. I think it's using too much memory. Copy that. We'll throw this here. And let's just get rid of all of this code. Yeah, I'm like essentially I guess what I'm trying to do is kind of make a more like I love like Factorio and Satisfactory. They're like some of my favorite games. And but it's pretty like they're pretty nerdy and they're pretty like they're not meant for like the average Joe. I am building, although like I'm playing it on desktop, like this, intending on it being a mobile game. So there is like a joystick thing, and everything's just like tapping. Like there's not really like keyboard shortcuts or anything. So I'm hoping that it's a game that like can kind of get the more masses into this style of gameplay because it's a little more like friendly and it's simpler. Like um, there's just things I'm doing that are kind of tedious, like power lines and stuff in those games. Like I'm not necessarily going to be doing things like that. So I'm just trying to like kind of keep it a little more open and easy, basically. So here we can go can research. We would do one thing. If not, we won't allow it. Okay, and let's just save that. Because yeah, you still want to be able to see the info research. Info. Okay, this is a little bit getting tight, so let's actually make our research menu width maybe just like 500 instead. Also, I realize this still says shop because I copy and pasted it. Research. And probably the most important thing is we need a size box to separate these a bit. Do you mean if I try and make too many things that then the game just becomes like as complicated as Factorio? Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Um, and if it does, whatever. Like I still think it could be fun. But I made a few like decisions along the way that I'm like, okay, this is the easier way, to do it. Um, but it could very well happen. Like I am thinking of doing power. Like I probably will, but I don't think it'll be like power lines. I think it'll just be like you know, have just like a power plant somewhere and it has like a radius of, 50 tiles, and like as long as something's close to there, like within that radius, like it's powered. Because I think that's going to be an important part of like the sustainability part of this. Because I want it to kind of be like you start with coal and it's like that, you're bad, but then like you get to solar panels and it's like you're good. Um, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, I definitely don't want to like do running power lines. I also don't really want to do conveyor belts. So right now it's very much like early game Factorio or early game Satisfactory, where like you go and you run around and you grab things and you put them in things and stuff like that. I am considering the idea of like helpers, you know, um, not I'm not gonna call them slaves. And you can kind of assign them to like you can kind of make you're basically making like a conveyor belt, but like really you're just it's a pathfinding thing. So you'd be like, hey, start here, get things from this, and bring it over to here or something. Like I'm considering something like that. I've also considered the idea of like tunnels where it's like you connect them, but you don't have to worry about like it getting in the way of your thing. It's just like it goes underground and it, comes to this thing or whatever. These are all the things I'm thinking about. Helpers. Yeah, exactly. Like, kind of, yeah, like you would assign them, they could be people a part of your community and you probably have to pay them, but basically, like, they would be the equivalent of like a conveyor belt, right? To Because like if I had, I might be, I might have a smelter over here, and then I might have a, miner here, and everything's cool, and this thing's, mining its stuff. But I want to like be like, okay, when it finishes mining, like get it over here. Um, and in Factorio and Satisfactory, it's like you make a conveyor belt. You also have to have like, at least in Factorio, you have to have like, um, what do they call those little like arms that you know um, pull it out and then put it on the conveyor belt. Then it gets put in. And I just think if I do that, like it's like okay, I've just basically made Factorio, which that would be cool, I guess. But so I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's like you have, you can hire people and they just basically come, you assign them like, okay, here's your input, here's your output, and they just like walk, okay, when this is good, cool, walk over here, or something like that. Or maybe it's even like more open ended where they're just smart enough, like you basically like hire staff, um, and they come and they just look for, okay, there's an empty spot here, are there any full spots? Like maybe that's the way to do it instead of like assigning things. I don't know. There's also something I didn't show earlier. There's also assemblers or constructors. So a constructor is basically like you're inputting, you want to make a screw, right? So you actually put the iron plates in going, go away. Um, but basically, if I had iron plates, I would put them in here, and instead of crafting it manually, because I can craft most things manually, right? I can just go in and be like, I want to make lumber or whatever. But to automate, you would put it in here, and so like if I went and grabbed this now, I don't know if I have enough. Probably not, because this needs three. But you get the idea. And it will just kind of make things to start constructing. And we get a few more. Let's just see if this is still working since I've already got it set up. So I'll put some things in here and we should see in 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds. So now it became a screw. And this would just keep going until this fills up, right? And I would have to come by and grab it and then bam. Okay, what were we doing though? We were doing this. Okay, so yeah, you can't research it because it requires level one. Um, so let's actually get researching working. So I think for this, let's save this file. Let's go to our research state. Would I do this in the menu? Maybe we'll come back to that part. Okay, so how do we actually want to do this? Yeah, let's get my venue provider open. And we're going to make a function called void. Actually, it'll be a Boolean. Return Boolean. Start research. And what we can do is pass in a research level. And let's open up our research menu. Okay, so I have some logic, can research. So I guess we can go like this. Oh, we also need access to that. So we can basically just take our, this one right here. And we don't have to watch this because this is just a function we're calling. I don't want to call that state, actually. That's very confusing. We'll just call it research list. So what you can do is take research list dot first where null, favorite thing ever. Art identifier equals this. So if it already is researched, if is research. I'm just kind of taking the same logic just in case this gets called somewhere else at some point. If is researched, we'll return false. Now I'm going to also just print a internal message here because this is in theory something you'll never actually, the user won't ever be able to hit this in my opinion. Already researched. We return false. Then can research. So I'm just actually going to literally copy this again, which that will get refactored, I'm sure. If not, can research. Oops, this should be research list. When you have the research menu provider, you alter the state with the functions of the provider, but you. So this is the research menu provider that, this is a function that's going to go and actually start the research. I'm returning true or false to be like it was a success, like the research was restarted, because like, in this case, whatever. I'm not actually. This will end up editing the state because I'm going to be doing something else in the menu state that's going to allow it to, mark something as being researched, which I'll show in a minute. Can't research. That's enough. Otherwise, we know we're good. So yeah, what I'm kind of thinking is in the research menu provider, which is this function here in research menu state. Actually, I might this may end up moving to a different file now that I think about it, because I also have a provider that's actually just for research in general. Although, wait, research list provider. I think this is just a list of all the things you have researched. Complete research, yeah. So actually that doesn't make sense to do here because this is just a list. Yeah, I think doing the menu is fine. If not, we'll move it. So in my research menu state, we're also going to have another, we're gonna have another thing, research level is researching. And then we probably need a started at as well. Date, time, research started. So we have that. We'll just let that stuff all sync up. And here we would then, so assuming we get past all this, what we can basically go is state equals, let's just, I'm kind of thinking as I go, but that's fine. So we do is researching, and we would basically pass in our research level. And we'd also want to pass in research started as date time dot now. And another thing I thought of is we also want to check, and I can actually do that right off the bat, if state dot is researching does not equal null, because I'm only going to allow you to research one thing at a time. We can go return false, and we'll just print research already in progress. Okay, and I want to carry that also to the UI side of things. Research menu provider, no, research menu. Yeah, here we go. Can research, if can research, and then we should also can research equals that. State dot, or not even state, menu state. Menu state dot is researching does not equal null. So can research, oh, equals null, right? If you are, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that should also disable the button when you're researching something. Okay, so we would do this, cool. Then what we could also have is researching research, oh, research is researching dot identifier equals research identifier, or research level. Let me just check that. And so if we are researching, we definitely want to, I mean, I guess we can still show the info button, but basically I want to do something cool. Let's just for now, in this card, color is researching, colors dot green or something. Otherwise, just the whatever the default is. So let's try clicking this and didn't do anything because I probably didn't actually hook up this button yet. Yep, that's why. Ref dot, or wait, we already have this menu provider. Oops, menu provider dot start research level. So in theory, this should just turn it green. It's so good. So good. That green is crazy though. Dot shade 200 maybe. There we go. And then what I'm kind of thinking is we have like a little progress bar. So we already have this. So we go if is researching. And in this case, let's actually just do a builder because then I can just keep some, oops, builder, context. So if we're building, we're going to return a, is it like a linear progress indicator? Okay, cool. And its color will be colors. Maybe here we use green, like the full-on green. we'll also probably, well, we'll make it look pretty in a bit. Let's give it a height of like 4, make it really obvious. And its value, we'll just do 0.5 and just see what that looks like. Cool. So I do want some padding in this on the right and left. Ah, symmetric, horizontal, probably 8. Wonder if this should go under the card. Nah, that's gonna be too much. I think it just needs, I think if it had padding also on the bottom, it would look okay. So we'll just do a copy with bottom. Also, like, just looks weird kind of how it's touching the edge, but then there's like curved things. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now here is the fun part. So I'm actually going to have to make this, because I need this to be something that's going to have, like, be updating over time. Um, so I don't want to just keep, like, yeah, because the state is fixed. So what we will do is, I think I'm just going to extract this, and we'll call it research. That's what I'm doing right now. I hope you're excited. So I'm making it stateless in a sense that I'm not actually going to be, we're tracking like when it started. So it's basically, I can just look at any point and be like, okay, if the length of time is, if it takes 10 seconds to do this and I started this, 5 seconds ago, I know I'm 50%. Um, okay, so in order to have this, we also need, first of all, let's make it a yeah, consumer. Actually, all I really need is the date that it started, final. Yeah, I think that's all I need. Date, time, um, research started. So now what I can do is go and pass in research started to um, not state, but menu state dot, I think it's just called research started. Now is researching and research started. Oh, menu state. In theory, these will, if is researching, this won't be null, but we should definitely just make sure so it doesn't crash. Does not equal null. Okay, cool. And then actually, we're also going to put a callback function in here. Although, no, I won't be able to do it here because if you close the menu, this would become unmounted. So we're going to have to deal with that separately, the actual completion, but we can definitely do the progress. Okay, so what we can do now in our build function is make final now equals date time dot. Actually, okay, so this is where this will be our first, I think the very first stateful widget of our entire application. But this is a good time to use a stateful widget. So we're going to have like a timer. It'll be late timer. I guess late final timer. Timer. Init state. So here we will make our timer equal to like timer dot periodic duration, and we'll just do this every 500 milliseconds maybe. And inside here, we want to actually, all we really need to do is update need to do a set state where now equals date time dot now. One way, I mean, there's a million ways you can do this. Then we want date time now, and we're gonna also make that late. And we'll also set now equal to date time dot now. And we'll do that. We should also, okay, so we're passing in the research started. Oh, we also need to actually pass in the duration research. Research started. We could actually just research, maybe we just do research completes at. And then instead of passing in the research started, we actually would pass in something else. And we can research menu state, I believe, although shit. Okay, so we have is researching and research started. Cool. So I need to actually make this something we can make a getter on. How do I do that? Research menu state dot Then we can actually have a function here called research completes. So this will return a date time. This will be a getter. And we can go, so if is researching equals null, or research started equals null. Let's just return date time dot now. just so we can not have this be null. I don't think there's a problem doing that. Okay, and then I do need to, let's just save this to actually get stuff going. Otherwise, what we really want to return is research started dot add. Oh, we have a fail. What is our fail? Is researching. You have one equal sign. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm never not. I'm gonna just like only code on YouTube now. Save me so much time. Thank you. Okay, so what we want to return now is if research started dot. We're returning, but we're going to add the is researching dot. I should have a duration time to unlock. We know that this is not null. We know that this is not null. Cool. So we're just basically adding in that time to whenever it was started, and that will get us our date time for research completes, which means we can now go menu state dot research completes, and research completes at, well, whatever. Just keep that all the same. Okay, so then in here, basically, we should probably just check, you know, if now is dot is after is if now is before. I was fucking stuck at this. Oh, widget dot. So if now is if now is before. So right now, okay, it's Friday right now, and this thing completed on Thursday. If now is after, we'll just we're just going to return. Oh, we don't want to return out of this. Basically, just there's no need to have the timer. Even like, oh, we still need no. You know, we still need to set the timer. I guess we can just put this logic in here. So if now is after research completes, then we can just cancel the timer, basically. Let's actually just do this after timer.cancel. Okay, so now final value is going to be equal to widget dot research completes dot we can just do milliseconds in the epoch divided by now dot milliseconds since the epoch. That should get us a nice fraction, and then we can make this our value, and everything should be good. Let's try this out. No, cancel doesn't technically dispose it, and I should actually have a dispose here. Dispose, we should timer dot dispose. Timer dot cancel. It just cancels it from, this periodic timer will stop running, which we want to, when the switch is disposed, we also want to cancel it. So good call. Okay, let's see. We just wrote a lot of stuff without testing anything. Is now before. That does sound weird, doesn't it? If now, oh, is that, but we changed it, so we're cool. Okay, let's find out if this works. So, research. Oh, it just went right to full. That's strange. Something is wrong. Okay, let me think of this. Completes at, so we're taking the research started and we're adding time to unlock. What is, maybe the time is like really bad. Resource, sorry, what is it? Research levels. Level 1, duration 10 seconds. Let's make this way more, although there's obviously still something wrong. And let's just walk through. I'm going to close some stuff and we're going to just walk through this whole thing. So our research menu. So when we click start research, we're just hitting this button. And all this stuff is checking things. Then we go is researching, and it gets the research level, and research started here. Then in our research state, if is research equals null or research started equals null, okay, then we return a date time where we're taking the research started and adding time to unlock, which is correct. Oh, wait, yeah, time to unlock's a duration, right? Why aren't you showing me what this is? Duration, yeah. So yeah, this, unless unless I just totally misread something. Research menu state. Let's just open up that other. Oh no. Oh no. What did I do? Okay. Research. Oh my god. Levels. Close enough. Duration 100 seconds. Time to unlock. Okay. Well, let's just refresh. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Although I thought it's supposed to be. Yeah, maybe we just have to do some printing. That might be what this comes down to. Let's try one more time. Maybe it's like a file didn't save or something weird. So we'll start researching this. It's 100%. The question is it 100%? Maybe it's just, yeah, maybe you're right. So let's go to this guy here. It'll be faster just to scroll. Okay, value. Let's print out value. Milliseconds. I could you know what? I think I have this backwards. That's probably what it is. Because I want, yeah, that might not be the problem, but I'm pretty sure. But let's print this too. Yes, this is gonna work. Except it's not 0.99. Oh, okay. milliseconds. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this was just stupid. Okay, so what we want to do is actually find out the full final. I'm just going to call this D for denominator right now. So we basically want to take the widget.start. So we want to take the started at, take the complete at, and we want to add the we need access to the, yeah, that's research completes, because we actually need access to the starts as well. Research started. This is the missing piece. Okay, now we should have an error here. So here, research started, menu state dot research started. And we already know that's not null, and that one can't be null. Okay, so now our denominator is going to be, I'm passing this in, yeah. Okay, so widget.completes at, and we're going to add widget, sorry, widget.completes at dot, is there subtract? Subtract widget dot research started. Yeah. Oh, that's for duration. What is it, like delta or something? Difference. Okay, so we take our complete set and we find the difference in here, and we just go, let's just get that in milliseconds. Then it's basically the value is going to be now, oh, complete. So it makes me call it n. And we want to know the difference between now, I hate dates, something like this. This is probably wrong, but let's just try it. And then let's divide n by c. And I'm going to rename these something at some point. Okay. And we will just rebuild, wipe everything. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, research menu, research. Oh yeah, there we go. I figured it out. Okay, let's let that complete. Cool. I'm curious also if we close this menu and open it again. Yeah, it's still going because it's you know, deterministic, right? It's like we just kind of set like when it should end, and doesn't matter if you come back to it. Okay, I need, yeah, 100 seconds of waiting. Yeah, we're gonna speed that up. We're gonna speed that up. I'm going to oh, well, my chat went away. What the heck? Hang on. My tried to send like a heart emoji and it like it's trying to make me sign in again. Let me just go back to this. Eh, eh, eh. So weird. Oh, what the heck? Two-factor authentication for my chat. This is the most secure chat ever. Coming back to chat. Coming back to chat. No, is my chat history gone? Oh my god. Okay, something weird's happening here. I need to open my chat thing again. I don't know if this is like the chat window in OBS is like doing something really weird. Chat. It's like loading the YouTube video right in it instead of. Okay, we'll see that. I'm just gonna take a 3-minute break to heat up my coffee and use the washroom. Oh yay, my chat is back. Yay. Okay, I will be back in a moment. Oh no. Wait, I think my audio got messed up again. Yeah. Let me fix my audio. Oh no, maybe it's fine. Am I coming in? Am I coming in okay? Check, check, check. Test, test, test. Um, so wait, monitor this, right? Let me just turn on my monitoring for a second. Just. I think it's good. If you can't hear me, definitely let me know. Okay, so what we need is when research actually starts. This is just the UI side of it. We obviously need to kind of create a future here that will actually complete it. And I think I'm fine with doing this here. So we can do future dot delayed, and we want to basically pass in Yeah, make some coffee, make some coffee. You can hear me, right? Everything's good? Oh, um, okay, good. So what we need is completes in, and we're basically going to take date time dot now dot add or dot difference. Yeah, difference. This takes another date time, right? Yeah. So here, this will be completes in, and now we want to do a duration. Is this already a duration? There it is. Okay, cool. So we want to delay by the completes at, and then after we're going to do something where we go and basically take our state. We want to null these things out. But before we do that, we want to go ref.read. So I also have a what is it? Research list provider.notifier.complete research, and we want to just pass in that original research level, which I'm just going to state.research level. Okay, state dot. Oh, because this can be null. We know it's not. Wait. Oh, right. Dot is researching. We want to do the one that is being researched. Let's just for sanity, if state dot is researching does not equal null. That shouldn't ever be the case, but okay. And that means if we rebuild this, because basically what this complete research does, this is just tracking all the things you have unlocked, which starts with nothing. Um, but we add it in, and then it should be like you've already completed this. So let's see. And now I do have 15 seconds now. So whoa, okay, that I made a mistake somewhere. I think I might. I feel like it was in this new code here. It's probably the complete at research completes. Maybe these are backwards. I'm guessing that was what just happened. Yep. Okay. And boom. Research. Okay. So it's going. It's doing this 15 seconds. And in theory, I can close this. I can do whatever I want, except for close the actual game. Perfect. Now, let me just check one more thing. And it seems like my external headphones are dying, so I'm going to have to make an adjustment here in a moment. Just want to make sure I can't. Yeah, I can research this. Perfect. And then I think it would be cool if in the menu where I say the word requires. Actually, I might already be doing this. No, I'm not. Um, if prerequisites that is not empty, and yeah, this is fine. I think it's fine to tell you what this requires. Okay, and then in theory, I can research this one too. And I can toggle these to see what it actually unlocks, and everything's good. Um, in the chat, use Flutter at work or just for hobby development. No, I use it at work all the time. Um, this is my only current hobby project in Flutter, other than making like YouTube videos about topics and stuff. Um, but yeah, well, I'm a full stack dev, so I do stuff in Flutter, and then usually the things I build also have a back end. Usually it's Django, Python and Django generally. But I've used a whole bunch of things, and I do web stuff. Like sometimes there's things that just Flutter isn't good for, isn't the right choice for, even though I usually prefer working in Flutter. But I'll use Svelte kits like my go-to now for like web apps. Like I've done Next.js and all that shit, and it's fine. But I just Svelte is pretty awesome, especially Svelte kit. I've just found a good way to kind of make stuff work. I'm building a project right now that's yeah, Svelte kit, basically like well, Svelte really on the front end, but SvelteKit more or less is like the front end application. And then SvelteKit, like the server side code, actually just kind of proxies to a Django app, because I still for actually like working with databases and auth and everything, like Django is my go-to. So it's kind of a cool stack, and because it also now has a server side rendering, right? So it's like even though there's an API involved and all the stuff's like called, because SvelteKit can actually call it instead of the front end calling it directly. It can actually do server side rendering. Um, so it's kind of like the holy grail for that. But I still, you know, really like Flutter. Okay, I think next. Oh, I need to change my microphone because these headphones are dying. Um, device. Hey, so I have using a different microphone now. Um, is this doing what it was doing at the start of the stream, where like I was intermittent and you couldn't hear me well? Give me like a thumbs up if everything's good, or a thumbs down if it's bad. And if you don't do anything, I'm going to assume thumbs down. Check, 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 1, 2, check. Like I'm seeing my levels coming in okay, but maybe I should actually monitor them. 1 sec. This might do some weird feedback. Test 1, 2. You only hear me on the left speaker. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I think I can fix that. I just have to change it to mono. Okay, is this any better? Can you hear me on both speakers now? Hello, world. Hello, world. Test, test, test. Okay, so we're better now. Great. I'm learning. Okay, so there's a little bit back. Yeah, this microphone's like not really meant for this. My good microphone died. Okay, let me try one more. I have a lot of microphones. Give me a second. Properties. Let's use. And I'm trying. Okay, let me know if that sounds better background noise wise. I'm trying not to use my built-in laptop's microphone just because, especially when I'm streaming and I have a Flutter app running, like the fan is going crazy. Manuel's here. Hey, buddy. Marius, is audio better like this or worse like this? It's better for the noise. Okay, let's just go with that then. My earpods will charge soon. Let me actually. Can I even plug them in? All my cords are being used. Let's see. Oh yes. Nope, that won't work. Although I can unplug. I'm just doing a little technical shift. I just want to be charging my headphones here. Okay, so I'm charging my headphones. I'll put them back in. Let me turn up the mic a bit. It's a lot lower, eh? Okay, you know what? We'll try one more thing. Because I don't want to be low. I'm going to just do the one. There's the fan's running, but I think the noise cancellation is probably okay. Let me know how that sounds. Test 1, 2, 3. This is the built-in microphone on my MacBook Pro 2020, whatever it is. And I will go back to my headphones when they charge in like 10 minutes. Okay, better for the voice. All right, we're just going to do this. Okay, I'm also going to experiment with one other thing. Just put back on my music. Does this music get in the way of anyone's life? So just, okay, voice is clear, cool. I just started some music, just that I can hear. I don't know if it's actually coming through the stream very well, but that's not, I just want to jam a bit because it's Saturday. If it's getting in the way, though, let me know. Okay, what I want to do now is, it's in the background, cool. Okay, as long as it's not like overpowering, we're good. Oh yes, so let's talk about something. I have this ability to save my game, which is a super important thing in a game. For development, but also like for someone playing. But now that we've added research, we also need to account for saving your research. Otherwise, like, it would be gone. So this should be pretty easy. We'll go to our game provider here. We're using, what am I using again? Semblast. What do you call it? Yeah, Semblast for like a database. I'm going to increment the version here of the store because this data is not going to be compatible anymore. And let's start with saving a game. So when we save a game, here we go. So we need to actually let our save game also have a reference to our research. We'll just do an at default list of research level. No. Yeah, Sembas is a local data store, and you can think of it as like MongoDB, just running locally for persistent stuff. I'm using it in a pretty basic way. I'm basically just storing a big JSON blob. Like basically our entire game state can turn into just a JSON file, and then I'm just saving that essentially, like the JSON data. But it's a little more efficient than storing this text file because it's like a database. I don't know. So now, when we save, we also can do our research levels, and we want to do research ref.read research list provider. There we go. That should handle the save of what state we're at in our research tree. So, and then for the load, it'll be something similar, just ref.read research list provider, oops, .notifier .set, and then we do save.research levels. Now we actually need this set function. Oops. Oh yeah, it's opening up my generated file now. Let's go here. And we need a set. So void set. And this will just be research level. We'll call this levels. Actually, research levels. And we can just simply go state equals research levels. So now if we go back here, so now this is part of what we need to do. But there's one other part we're gonna have to handle, which might be more complicated. I see your question in the chat. I will address it in one moment. Let's just make sure, yeah, you can ask me the question, and I will actually read your question in a minute. Okay, so first of all, we need to actually refresh. Why is it not rebuilding? There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, research the first level. So go to our research tree, we'll research this. Okay, then what I'm going to do is save the game. Save game, new save, research, test, save. Cool. Then we're going to rebuild, so, simulate as if someone closed the app fully. And well, let's just make sure. We shouldn't have the research here. Nothing's done. Load game. Research test. And now, yes. Okay, so that part's done. That's the easy part. The hard part is, what if you're like halfway done your research? I wonder if... Yeah, I think we can do this pretty easily. I don't want to save like the menu state, because that would like mean when you load the game, like that menu would... I mean, I guess that would be fine, but I don't think that's necessary. So then what we can have is a research level called researching level, and a date time, and we'll call this let's actually maybe make these similar to what we do in our menu state. Research menu state. What do we call these? We call research level is researching. Let's just call them the same things. And research started. And because we're doing this kind of like deterministically, I think this will actually work, which would be pretty cool. So now in our, well, we have to save this. Then we'll go back to our save game, or sorry, that's what we're in right now. We need our save game list provider. And we should, wherever we do this, is researching. What the heck? Get your shit together here. There we go. Ref.read, so we'll take whatever is in research menu provider. Dot is researching. And then the other one was called research started. Research started. Okay, so we have that, and then in our load we also need to go, we can go if research, or if save.research is researching does not equal null, and save.research started does not equal null. Then we can take our ref.read. Let's just look at that menu. Here's our menu state, research menu provider. Basically, we want to kind of do what this thing did here. State equals this. Yeah, I kind of want to break this actually into another function.
what do we want to? I'm just gonna actually call it kind of the same thing. We might rename that. Start research. This is a fun little trick. Command dot create method. And I guess this would need to pass in the research level. The reason I'm breaking this up is because I want to be able to kind of continue where it started. However, we should actually also allow a date time to be passed in here. Date time. And we'll call this research started. And basically we'll use this value, but if it's null, we'll fall back to there. This can also be let's just make it a named parameter. So I do my start research and pass in the research level. That way, we can't make this private. So this will actually have to be called like, maybe I'll call it start research without validation. You know what? Let's call this continue research, because that's really what this is going to be used for in the other implementation. Continue research. So over here we can go and use our research menu provider dot notifier dot continue research, and we'd pass in save dot is researching, and here we'd want to actually do the research started equaling save dot research started, and we'll make these both, force them not to be null. So this would go do it as normal. And the reason I don't want this validation stuff, because we're also going to be putting something in here that that also, like, because there's going to be a cost when you do research, like it might cost like 50 bricks or something. So I don't want to, like, I want this logic to be something that it goes through. And then here we just, continue where we left off. So let's see if that worked. Yeah, I'm going to have to actually change I made a drastic change here. So we'll change this to 16. And then I haven't forgot about you. Question is coming. Answer is coming. Will it be the right answer? I have no idea. Is this rebuilding? There we go. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go here and I want to quickly, I should probably, we're going to do one more thing just so I don't have to, like, but research levels, just so I don't have to be super quick. Let's make the duration of this like 30 seconds. Give me a little more time here. And we will have to rebuild for this because this data gets loaded. Not in the hot reload. Okay, so basically what we're doing here is we are going to start researching this. Okay, then I'm going to save the game. We'll call it research, save. And we should see it, it's still doing its thing, cool. Then we're going to rebuild. I hope this works. Kind of just made it up as I went. And we will load that game. Come on. So we should load this, and then, no, it's completed. Wonder why. What? Doesn't make sense. Okay, let me walk through this. Okay, let me get back to the chat here. So if you have to get the state of an async provider inside another provider, you use. You have to get the state of an async provider. Okay. Yeah, I'm not, well, in this project I don't really have a need for async providers, at least not yet, because it's pretty much there's not many there's no like network requests or anything like that. I also haven't, I don't use async providers in my other stuff. do for like if you consider like a future provider is kind of like an async provider. I use that a lot, but I think I just kind of have a pattern that I like. Although I have been thinking like I should. There's certain cases, like in my last video, I could have done. There's one particular one, the list view that I could do an async provider and actually make the async call at first. So to be continued. I might play around with that on another project. Yes. Okay, I see your thing. And I think I thought about this and just didn't actually implement it, maybe. Yeah, because it's right. It's using now. Shit. Because it's kind of like, yeah, you could quit the game and come back and your research would be done, right? We need to like, we almost need to like increment that time. So yeah, so what we would want to do here is actually go final or what's gonna do this, like we would take the research started and we'd actually need to add the game save whenever the game was saved. The difference between now let's see. Okay, now equals date time dot now, save time equals we have this, I think, save dot, I think I have a date time or saved at or something, saved at, and then yes, I do understand. And then the difference in that would actually be, so you would take the, I think now dot, this might be backwards, but save time, and this becomes a duration now. So I would actually take the, and we'd add on that diff, and then use this. This is a did not think about that. Thank you. This game's gonna get done so much faster with your help. Rebuild, and in this case, I think I can actually just load that other game. I don't think I have to go through this whole process again. I will still test the whole process, but I think. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. It works. It works. It works. Fuck yeah. I've been ignoring my breakfast. I'm going to take a few bites while this completes. Boom. Okay, let's go through this process just to make sure. Okay, so we're going to start researching. We're going to save the game. New save. Research to save. I'm sure this will work, but I don't like to assume everything. Okay, so we're not researching anything right now. Yeah. But we'll load the game. Research 2. And yeah, right where we left it. That's crazy. This game's gonna work. Yeah, it's late for me too for breakfast. Although I mean, this was like second breakfast technically. It's, what time is it for me? 11:15. I'm in Toronto. Italy, that's awesome. I've never been to Italy. I would love to, one day. If you do 2 reaches, Well, you actually can't. We have logic that doesn't let you research more than one, um, purposely for two reasons. Like one, that's usually how these games work. You can only research one thing. Secondly, like yeah, that'll just complicate how this works. We'd have to save like a list of things and a list of times, and screw that. But yeah, you see, I can't even click this. And if I start researching, like this one doesn't show up. Although actually, let's test that. Let's make sure. Technically, but I think I did handle this. So let's make a research level 3. We'll call it level 3, and we'll make it not have any prerequisites either. So in theory, it'll actually, this is something you could do as your first thing, if I'm doing this correctly. But oh, it's fucking generated code. I cannot wait. I cannot wait till we're done with generated code in Dart. It'll happen eventually. Proper meta programming. Okay, I think I need to rebuild one more time. I don't think it actually did. Yeah, I'm glad we don't have to manage that. That would be more complicated. Wait, what's happening here? Oh, there we go. It's just slow. I need a new computer. Guys. Okay, so oh, I missed one thing. We also have to put it down here as an available thing. Yeah, like macros and like static meta programming, like there we go. So we have 3. So in theory, I could start with 3, or I could start with 1 because there's no prerequisites. But as soon as I start doing this, this actually goes off because we just have a condition. If you're researching, like you can't research, which I'll try and find. It would be in the research menu. Oh, we don't even have that file open anymore. Research menu. So see, I actually have can research. Basically, like it can't already be researched, and the menu state needs to be null. Like there is researching needs to be null. Otherwise, it's like no, you can't research. So there. Then I can go to this one. Okay, next we need to deal with because these have costs associated with it. So in our info, why does that look weird? Oh, I guess it's fine. It's not great though. Let's fix that. I'm just gonna go this and close others. Boom. And close all these. Okay. So we have our where's our info? Yeah, unlocks. Da, da, da. I just want a little bit of padding on this wrap too, just to make that not be so tight. Just do like 4. Actually, now that I look at it, I think we just need more padding on the entire column. Let's do like 12. Symmetric. We're gonna do vertical of 8, horizontal of 16. Yeah, like when we can do proper static, like get rid of all these stupid generators. Like, I mean, I love code generator. Like, it's better than nothing. But you know, things like C and Objective C and all that stuff, you can make macros in many languages. It's the one, to me, it's probably like at this point, like the one big missing thing from Dart. Everything else, like, you know, obviously null safety was a huge missing thing, and we got that. All the stuff with records and everything was awesome, and pattern matching. And if we get meta programming, like it'll be the best language. It'll just be the best language. Okay, so unlocks, and we should also have a cost. And that's going to actually go before this. So we'll have something like costs, and we'll do a similar thing. Maybe we can actually put a divider here. yeah, like it will come down to yeah, like packages having to do it. Now I imagine things like freezed and riverpod like will be very quick to, you know, as soon as there's like a beta of like how metaprogramming is going to work, like they'll probably like just jump right on it. And those are the one, like what else do I use? I used to use auto router, which needed code generation, but I use go router now, so that's not even a thing for me. It's really just those, I think. Like obviously serialized, but that's kind of part of freeze, the way I think about it at least. What else do I do? Code generation. I feel like that's it. But yeah, if I could be doing really just for freezed and whatever, like, and then like make my own, that'd be cool. Okay, so here we need to take, instead of unlocks, where's that come from? Here it is. We're also gonna have something called cost. I'll call it costs. And we basically take resources, actually, costs are just going to be the R dot, I think I call it ingredients. Wait, oh, not R, what is it? Research level dot, I think I'm calling, no, research level dot cost. Maybe it is called cost. Okay, cool. So really, we don't need this. It's not as complicated as this one. So we now go down here, and for cost, we just map along here. And this is actually an ingredient. So an ingredient, because I don't think you've seen this yet, an ingredient is basically a combination of a resource and a quantity. So like an ingredient, you know, like 5 bricks, that's how you'd represent that. So that's actually what we're looping here, in which case we can basically just go final R is going to be equal to ingredient.resource. And okay, so we'd have that, and then we'd actually take this and go R dot name X, and here we can do, yeah, ingredient dot quantity. And that should show us what the cost of it is. Cool. So we have the cost, iron plate times 10. Now I'm already doing this somewhere else, and I think I can make this look a little prettier if we do the same thing. So Marius, what kind of apps have you been building? Resource content menu. Here we go. Okay, so this is kind of the same. The only difference is it has a container around it. Wait, I thought it had some. Oh, this is the wrong thing. Slot. Oh my god. Go away. Stupid fucking thing. Oh. Why do I... That's the recipe. I thought I had something that tells you whether you're missing it or not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Let me think for a second. Oh, maybe it's in the craft menu. That's where it is, yeah. Craft menu. It's got this cool little quantity. Okay, has enough, yeah. So what I can do is I can actually get, we can watch our inventory map provider. If we can get it imported. And we can literally just do this. Then we have this wrapped in a container. The second screen is little. Let me fix that for you. I can make this bigger, it just takes up. How do I crop this? Transform. Crop. Okay, I'm gonna try and make this better for you. $400. Oh, 4,000. 450. 480. No, I'll just try not to keep this. And then this will be something similar. 490. Top. I'm just making this a little bit better. Bottom. 200. Okay, that'll work. I'm not sure if you can see that updating live, but now I should be able to... How's that look? Is that better? Okay, let's see if the research thing now... And then, oh yes, I needed to do... just gotta edit this text a bit. It's probably something I should make as a reusable thing, but I don't feel like it right now. So that way we can actually see what we're missing to be able to get this research, which is kind of cool. Oh, I also still need the name of it. And I can get rid of this. There we go. So iron plate 0 of 10. Cool. Let's close this. Let's close this. Now we need to actually make it take these away. So in our menu provider, which one? Research menu provider. So here, right before we go to continue research, we're going to check some things. So if ref.read, or actually we should loop through the ingredients. So for research level, oops, RL in, or wait, that's not actually what it'll be, but research level dot cost. We'll just call this ingredient. And we're also going to have a reference to our inventory, and that we can just go ref.read inventory map provider. So we have like an inventory provider, inventory list provider, and it's cool because what it's actually storing is what's in each slot. So there's actually like different slots and stuff like that. But it's annoying to work with because you have to like loop through it and everything to figure out, oh, how many bricks do I have all together. And what I have is an inventory map provider. And this is the first time I've done something like this actually with Everpod. What it's actually doing is it's watching the slots, and then it's actually just modifying the data. So it's essentially making a key sort of map of the quantity of each thing. And it's cool whenever my other thing changes, this one rebuilds. And yeah, I never actually done that before. So basically now this is a map of whatever, and we can go if inventory dot has key or contains key, if it contains key and we want to use the ingredient, actually let's make a actually no, it's fine. Ingredient dot resource dot identifier. I guess if it doesn't contain the key, no, if it contains the key, and if inventory the same key here, is less than ingredient quantity. Why does it say? Inventory is less than ingredient. What? Inventory. This should be an int. What? Okay, let's just quantity equals. Maybe it's just nullable or something. Oops. Quantity. Yeah, it's because it could be null. If quantity I guess we can go if this shouldn't happen because we're already kind of checking this. If quantity does not equal null and quantity is less than null, then we actually want to return out of this whole thing. And here we would actually do actually let's track something called, let's have a list of resource missing resources equals this. And what we'll actually just do is go actually this can be final. We'll go missing resources dot add ingredient dot resource. Then when we get all through there, we can go if missing resources dot is not empty. This is where we return out, because we can actually put a nice error message here. So we have a toast service, which is handy. Ref.read toast message service, whatever. Notifier.add missing ingredients or missing resources, and then we can actually take our missing resources, do a map on them, and then we'll actually join them with a comma and a space, and we'll take the R and we'll just get the R dot name. And maybe we should use the plural name, that might look better. And then at the very end, we'll just put a period, and we return false out of this. And then, assuming we get here, we actually need to take all those from your inventory. Wait, what'd you say? Sorry for no formatting. What does that mean? Sorry for no formatting. What do you mean? Oh, the previous message, it has some code. That's weird. I'm not seeing anything with code. Did like it get? Are you sure it's sent? Let me check actual YouTube. Maybe my chat thing is missing some very important messages. Here's the chat. Yeah, I don't see. Unless you meant something a long time ago. I don't really see anything that you did. You want to resend whatever you wanted to send? If I'm understanding you correctly. So here we would remove. Oh, I have the remove ingredients option. What does that do? That's actually helpful. A list of it. Oh, I can actually just do this. I guess I thought about this before. So here we would go research level.cost. So we just remove it from your inventory. It got spent, and then you go up. Then we actually continue the research. Okay, let's find out if this is working. It don't send it. It don't send it. Yeah, I don't see a previous message. Maybe because it had weird formatting or something. If you want to try again, that'd be cool. Okay, so let's go to our inventory. Oh, we have it open. Okay, so I'm gonna make. Let's make it so that we actually have iron plates. Oops. On startup. I think that's the cost of one of these things. I'm getting thirsty. Look at this. 37% thirsty. Okay, so in the research tree now, if we go to, well, let's first of all look at our inventory. So it says I have 50 iron plates, which is good. Let's go. We'll look at the info of this. Iron plates, 10. Should cost 10. I'll click research, and I can still toggle this. Now, in theory, I should have less now, right? 40. Yes, it's working. Okay, cool. Let's do one more fun thing. Let's put this to 9. The question is, if there is a reason you don't use the function type providers to observe values. Yeah, probably because I'm dumb and don't know about these function type things. Yeah, it sounds like that's what I should probably use for that exact example I showed. Let me look that up in a minute. Let's see if this works. So if I go to research now, and this again requires, I only have 9. So if I click research, you say missing resources, iron plates. Perfect. Now if we get an iron plate, which, how do I get an iron plate these days? I need a, let's just do it. We need a smelter. And then we also need some iron. There we go. And then we'll go over here, and then we will smelt it. Start smelting. Iron plate. Oops, I put the wrong thing in. Start smelting. So let's just get one more. My smelter's really slow. There we go. If we try and research now, look at that. 10. Well, that's interesting. 0, 10. I guess that is okay, because like technically you don't have it then. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. Like, that's true. It's like you don't have enough iron plates. One thing I noticed I want to fix is where we have research menu. I just want a little bit of padding around that little thing. Where is that? It's this right here. Just like 4 padding. And then just to make these kind of look similar, let's also wrap this in a container, wrap it with some padding, and we'll do 4, and we'll get that same color that we used. It's just this. Oh, actually, let's grab the whole decoration. Let's do that. The only thing is we don't really care about having enough. We're just always going to have it as black. Just make things look a little more consistent. No, I know you're not saying I'm dumb. I'm just giving myself a hard time. Oh, wait. I must have moved my thing a bit. There we go. Okay, it's right back where it should be. Okay, so let's just see. Yeah, this looks cool. I mean, it's almost cool. Kind of want it to be symmetric. And then we're gonna look that thing up. Vertical for horizontal I'll do the same for this one, which is this right here. So now these should be a little bit wider. Cool, that looks good. Level 1. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this is working. This I can't do. This I can't do either. Everything's beautiful. Okay, that kind of. I mean, oh, there's one other part of research, but let me look at your question. Okay, board suggested provider expose the value without a notifier on the RiverPod page. The first one. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. If I can get a browser open right now. RiverPod docs, I assume. So, yeah, this is just a provider I don't know about. That sounds perfect for what we're doing. How do you... What am I looking for here? On the RiverPod page, the first one is the board suggestion provider. What? Board suggestion provider? What's that? Do you mean on the pub dev? If you can send a link. Wait, can you send links? I don't know if you can send links in YouTube chat. Wait, you said that one. No, I can't find it. Can't find it. Is it just like this? Like just doing provider? You're now in getting started. Okay. Yeah, I know there's a delay, so. Getting started. Okay. Now on the website. I'm having so much trouble. Let's go back here. Oops. Robot. Okay, I see this board suggestion. I have to watch board suggestion provider. Okay, so this is just a future stream board suggestion. Okay, I think I got the idea. So this would be our map, our inventory map provider. So we could just do, I'm still going to do the keep alive. So this is just basically doing it as a function, kind of like a future provider. Inventory map, and here we pass in a ref. And basically we'd just be returning this. I think this is what you're getting at. Let's try it. So did this generate anything for me? Did. Provider ref map. Okay, now let's see if we have problems. We probably do. No, we don't. Okay, so wait, did this work? So basically just changing it to a, like a, similar to like a, future provider kind of thing, but this actually isn't a future. You're missing the ref. No, I have the ref. Right here. It's working. It's working. I think maybe you wrote that before I remembered that I needed the ref in there. Yeah. Wait, doesn't it? Inventory map, ref. Oh, that makes sense. I guess like either's fine. Like technically, like this is a subclass of ref, but that makes sense. There we go. I hope you like that I fixed it. Oh. All right, I didn't notice I have some. I need to step away for a little bit. There's apparently police outside my house right now, and I want to go see what's going on. I'm going to stop the stream, but probably in like either very soon or like in an hour, I'm going to come back and keep going. So come back if you can. This has been fun. I will catch you soon.